Welcome back everybody, episode 30. Can't believe we've had 30 episodes, most of which were filmed during our social isolation or quarantine here on the block, and we've gotten so much done around here, which has been awesome. Our last episode was a bit more riding externally and having a whole heap of fun on the new bike and testing out the new GoPro, which worked really well. Really happy with that. The video is actually uploading at the moment, so while I'm doing this, the previous one's on its way out there. This episode's going to be a jam-packed full, hopefully, of all sorts of different things, getting back to where filming actually started here, which was just filming our day-to-day life, and we incorporated a lot more builds of mountain biking in particular as we went along with it. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy this one, and if you do enjoy it, if you've gotten as far as you have with 29, or this will be the 30th episode, if you've gotten to the 30th episode and you're still enjoying it, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like, by all means leave a comment. If there's things in there that you want to see or you want us to build something in particular, definitely. We're always looking for ideas. I'm hopefully going to build something substantial in this episode. I'm not entirely sure what that will be yet, but I'm trying to come up with ideas, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoy, everyone. Thanks for watching.
A bad crash today!
So we might start this video with a bit of a recap of what we actually built during lockdown, predominantly during lockdown and quarantine. Mountain bike specific, obviously. Lots of builds to do with mountain biking here on the block. So the WIB XC trail, WIB XC, has had a huge amount of upgrades. We've got so many features now than what we had previously. Before we started the builds, it was mainly just a mountain bike loop, about 1 kilometre long, with single track dugout, and then a few jumps here and there, but not many features. Now it's got a lot of features on it, and hopefully we'll start building many more. But this, the first one here, this wasn't the first one we built, but we're just working our way around the line. So this is the what we call the flight deck. Just down the line from the flight deck comes to the first feature. This was probably the original jump that's been here the longest. So this wasn't actually built in quarantine, but it had a lot of upgrades and alterations to it to make it feel better and jump better. So a lot of dirt's been put on here, a lot of work's been put on there to smooth it all out and pat it all in. And yeah, so this is number 2 of the line. Moving on. Okay, so straight after the original jump, you come to a roller jump. So you can jump this, or you can just roll over it to gain speed for the feature that's coming next. So this was probably the most exciting build for the WIB XC new features, in terms of like fun riding it. So we call this a step on, step off. So you come down from the previous roller jump, first jump and roller jump, come down the line, jump up onto the platform here. So you step on, so jumping up, stepping on, and then you're jumping off. So it's like a drop off the other side. Yeah, had a lot of fun building this and a lot of fun riding it. So it's probably the most exhilarating feature on the block. So step on, step off. So we've got flight deck, jump, roller jump, step on, step off, and we'll move on to the next feature. And we can't forget Isaac's line. So he made his own line around the step on, step off because it's a bit too advanced for him, I guess. So he made another little gap jump here off to the side of the step on, step off. Okay, so moving on to the biggest feature, biggest timber built feature of the block, most time consuming one. Apart from the flight deck, which did take a while, this one incorporated a lot of timber. So yeah, a lot of fun. So you're rolling up onto that platform there and then dropping down the other side. Okay, so before we move down the hill on the jump line, where most of the features are on that jump line, this is the most recent feature we made, a smaller drop. So this is down the back end of our block, down in the pines area we call it. So yeah, rolling up onto the platform, and then it's quite a long deck here, and then you drop off the end and then down the slope and then round the bend on the berm. So yeah, most recent drop feature built just a couple of weeks ago. Moving on. So it's often easier to build features out of timber because you don't have to build the features up with dirt, and dirt is hard to come by, especially on a block that's relatively flat. So we're either digging up the ground to get the dirt, or we're moving it from somewhere else, which is pretty hard work. So I haven't actually brought any dirt into the block to build anything here, so you know, it's been a lot of digging, a lot of moving and shaping of things. So this line here is probably where we started getting our inspiration to expand WIB XC. We made this jump out of an existing cut from the basketball court. We came up this little embankment here and jumped over to the back there. This is where Sam lost his front wheel and came off and had to go to hospital. Thankfully all was okay, Sam's okay, but yeah, it was a bit of a shock ending to the day when we were building that one. So this is the first jump of the proper downhill section, little gap jump, following on to another gap jump further down, which we are looking to adjust, probably make a little bit bigger and a little bit longer. The takeoff is a little bit sharp. And then further down the line is probably the most recent dirt jump we dug and made that a bit bigger. So we got 3 jumps in this line, and then at the end is the big sweeping berm to the left that takes you back to the driveway and back up the hill to the start of the trail. So yeah, a lot of digging here, but I think there needs to be more digging to come on this line. Okay, so next day, and we're trying to think about what we're going to do with this jump line. We want to alter it a bit and make it ride a little bit nicer. So that jump down there is going to now be a step up. So I'm going to get a whole lot of dirt down there. I'll explain that in a minute. But we're working our way up here into this small gap jump, and Jacob's going to explain what we're going to do to make this ride a little bit better.
Alright, we're going to extend the takeoff of the jump to about here to make it so we can have more of a drop than a jump on this bit, to make it more flowy and get the speed all right for the next jump. Yeah, nice. So we'll so the gap will still be there, and we might even widen that landing a little bit, but that jump is a little bit too sharp, so we want to, like Jacob was saying, put more dirt down and make that a longer takeoff. So where he's standing now is probably with the start of the takeoff, and then raise that jump up a little bit to suit. So you literally come bombing down there, so you are going pretty fast. So
that sharp little takeoff just isn't really working. So working our way down the line here, we come up to this pretty much just a pile of dirt at the moment. We've made it into a jump and it flows pretty well, but like I was saying before, we want to add a whole lot more dirt to this and make it a step up. I got inspiration from the ride on the weekend in Jindabyne and Cooma, and there are a couple of sections there where you would flow into a gully and then pop out onto a step up, so ramping up and stepping up and finishing the jump a little bit slower than you enter it, which is quite a cool feeling. So the plan is build this up with dirt, like a big pile of dirt, and possibly make a jump out of wood, so you're jumping up onto a high surface. So I'm not sure how high we're going to make it yet, but the jump is actually lower than the landing, so you're jumping up onto something similar to the step on step off, but much more flowy. So that's the plan, but to do that is a lot of dirt moving, and I think we need some machine help. So I've already teed up with our lovely neighbour to borrow his machine, and hopefully we can get that, the main hard stuff, which is moving the dirt, hopefully we can get that done in the next couple of days, and then we can get to the shaping and the building of the jump. So that's the plan for the jump line, and I think if we finish it off doing that, that berm's still good and the little jump out of it's still good, and it'll be a great way to finish our jump line loop. So we'll see how we go. So I've adjusted the lead up to the gap jump. Hopefully that runs a little bit smoother and isn't as sharp, just like Jacob was explaining. So it's all padded in, and landing is exactly the same. So now the jump is a little bit higher than landing and a bit more smooth than lead up, and you'll just be kind of dropping down onto the landing rather than jumping over and up. All right, now onto that big pile down there. Let's get the shape of that landing for the step up. Okay, so I've accumulated a fair bit of dirt here with the help of the tractor. Now it's time to shape it into the landing. Okay, time for some build laps action. Okay, so it's a bit of guesswork at the moment, just building it up and flattening it down to try and get the surface wide enough to land on. But the more you pat, the more falls off the side, so it's a continuous game of chasing the dirt around to try and keep it upright. Okay, the problem I'm having, or me and Isaac are having, is trying to get enough surface on top here, make it wide enough to land on, but the more we build up here and compact down, it falls down the side. So it's hard to keep the dirt on top without it falling down. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to have to get some timber or pallets and line the side first and then fill it in, which is probably what I should have done to start with, but you know, I was trying to do it a quicker way, but at the end of the day you need to make it work. So we'll get some pallets, line the side, fill it in, compact it down, then we'll have a much wider area to land on. Does that sound good? Yeah? Let's do that. So I went and got some supplies at the back. I found these old screen doors that aren't going to get used for anything else. They're old and a bit mangy, so we won't use them for anything but like outdoor stuff. So I figured this will be a good structure, really. I'll dig this in, put some star pickers on the outside of it, and then I can fill the dirt in and compact it down and have a much wider surface to land on. So hopefully that will work. Just got to backfill this now and compact all our on the back side of it and then build up the top a bit more. But this should work pretty well. Pretty happy with how it's going. Back to the time lapse. Okay, so huge amount of dirt moved in the last couple of days thanks to our lovely neighbour's tractor. I wouldn't have been able to do this by hand. There's probably 10 tonnes of dirt in there. Lots of work still to go. I've got to fill in all these gaps to make it one flat level, fix up the roll down. So what I'm planning on doing is building a little wooden kicker ramp, like a little jump that goes up onto this platform of dirt. So that the ramp will be lower, the top of the lip of the ramp will be lower than the lip of this dirt pile. So you're actually jumping up onto the dirt pile. So I'm pretty knackered because I've been doing a lot of dirt moving by hand around the edges and putting the mesh walls up, which have worked pretty well. So yeah, just got to do a bit of neatening up and filling in these gaps and fix up the landing, then pat it all down, make sure it's all compacted, ready to ride. So, I might go grab a coffee.
Filmy interlude. Well, we're going off on a trip. Wonder where Sam is. Oh well, he can just catch up while I'm driving. He's got his bike, you know. It's my trip! Oh wait, Mum would have left before. She said wake up at 9. It's 11. Damn. I wish there was someone to spend the day with though. Oh, hello. Oh, hi, you must be my guardian angel. I always knew they slept under your bed. Yeah, that's right. Come on, I'll show you around the house. So here we have the bathroom. Great drinking water. Wait, I forgot that was from the septic tank. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Oh, my mom must be back. Hi. Oh no, sorry, it's just the neighbours. Nora's looking for her diamond jewellery. Well, thanks for coming around. What are we going to do for the rest of the time? Oh wait, I forgot. My mum was only going on a shopping trip. Oh, it's... Oh. To the bed. Oh, there's Mum. Why is he pulling out? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do?
What are we doing, Sambo?
We're digging out this roller to finish off the step up.
So we're using all this dirt and filling it into the step up, and Peggy's helping as usual.
And it was just like a massive wall of a jump as well.
So now we're at the step up jump, and we're going to unload the trailer loads of dirt that we're going to get and put them all on here to fill this in. Now. Okay, huge amount of dirt moved today. A lot of progress, still lots of work to do. We've still got to like pat it all down. It's too wet to do that today, so we have to wait until it dries out. But lots of dirt moved from up the top of the block down to here. We use the mower trailer obviously, otherwise that would be back breaking. But still a lot of dirt dug by hand, and WIB XC's new step up feature is starting to come to life. Still got to do the kicker ramp. The roll down's got a lot of work to do, and we've got to obviously pat it all down, but we're getting there. So to see. Okay, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you made it this far in this episode and up to episode 30 and you've watched all of them, you're obviously enjoying the content. So thanks again. If you aren't subscribed, please do so you don't miss any future content. That was a big episode. So episode 30 done. We're going to finish off the step up hopefully in episode 31, so stay tuned for that. And that's about it. It's a wrap. See you in the next serve, everyone. Cheers.